So yesterday I gave myself an 8 against the grain wave cut. So that means today I need to do the fresh cut method. A lot of people mess up right after they get their wave cut. They get a fresh cut, the waves are popping, but they just don't know what to do next. They either use a brush that's way too hard, they're using the wrong set of products, and everything is just a disaster. So in this video, I'm gonna show you exactly what you need to do after you get your fresh cut. So welcome to the fresh cut method. When you first cut your hair, waves can look good right away, but your hair is also at a different stage. You don't have as much length anymore, your scalp is more exposed, and your waves need lighter products and softer brushing. This is where a lot of wavers make mistakes. They use a hard brush too early, it's irritating their scalp, and they're ruining one of the greatest opportunities of making their waves elite by taking it to that next level after a fresh cut. So when you get a fresh cut, the goal is simple. You want to moisturize and you want to use a soft brush to really glaze the waves now that all the bulk is gone from your head. So that is why I put together the fresh cut kit. It includes 2 brushes that I think are necessary for a fresh cut. You have the slime green curved medium soft, and then you have the Inferno soft brush. This is a legendary brush right here if you guys don't know about this one. Super game changer. I love when I get fresh cuts because I get to use this brush all the time. I'll put the link in the description, wavymerch.com, and I'll probably pin it in the comments as well if you guys want to go check it out. First, let me show y'all the cut. As you can see, the waves are still there, the pattern is visible, but because I just cut it down, I don't want to attack my hair too hard right now. This is not the time to go too crazy with the hard brush. After a fresh cut, you want to use a softer brush and really glaze the waves. You want smooth brushing. You want to keep the hair trained without irritating your scalp. The first thing I do after I get a fresh cut is I assess my hair. I look at all the angles and I see what improvements I've made and what improvements I need to make on my next wolf session. And it's important you don't miss this step because this is going to dictate where you focus your brushing on this next wolfing session. And this is what takes your waves from mediocre to that next level. You gotta focus on your weak spots. The first step after you get a 360 wave cut is you need to wash your hair. I don't care what anybody says. It is so uncomfortable when you have loose hairs still stuck in your head. And then imagine you're brushing. All the hair is just gonna go down to your body. It's gonna stick in your brush. Bro, wash your hair. And if you're scared that you're gonna lose your waves after washing your hair after a fresh cut, that just means you went too low with your haircut and you can't go that low. I'll put the video on the top of how I suggest you do your wave cuts. Now, after you wash your hair, it's gonna be extremely dry because the shampoo and the conditioner has just stripped the hair of the natural oils and nourishment. What you wanna do is apply a light oil, and I like using light oils after a haircut because I want my hair to breathe. My hair just got rid of the biggest bulk during my wolf. I want light products that will nourish my hair, moisturize it, and add shine. That's why I made the Wavy Merch Wave Growth Hair Oil, all natural ingredients, and that just applies all the nutrients back into my hair that I just stripped from shampooing and conditioning. So how I like to do it is I rub the oil throughout my hands and then I rub it through my hair with my pattern. I like doing everything with my pattern except cutting my hair. I always go against the grain, but I'll do that in another video. But I like training my hair to go down with a specific pattern. After I put the oil in my hair, I brush all the angles from my top, my left side, my right side, my back, and specifically my crown. Now the first brush I'm gonna use after I apply my oil is a medium brush. With the slime green medium soft brush, this is perfect for my hair texture at this stage because I don't have as much bulk on my hair and it's still able to pull my waves. I also really enjoy how it's curved. So this brush, I really only use it when I have a fresh cut because it just works perfectly for me. For the top, I brush all the way down and I try and keep my brush centered and I just angle the brush to the left when I want to hit my left top. Then I bring it back to the center and then I angle it to the right and then I hit my right top. And that's kind of how I prevent getting forks because I'm not moving my brush too much. I'm just changing the angle. Same thing on the sides. I'm focusing on starting from my crown and I brush all the way down to my face area because I want waves all the way down to the shoreline, aka my hairline. And that's why this brush is important because it doesn't hurt my scalp. And also when you brush all the way down to your face, pretty much, you don't irritate your skin by using this brush because the bristles are not hard, they're not firm. It's like a medium soft. So that's how I'm able to get waves right down to my hairline. And then the same thing with the back. I'm brushing my back, starting from my crown, I'm going all the way down. And I also use the same angle method where I keep the brush in the center and I just angle it to the right and then I hit that all the way down and then I'll do the same thing on my left, where I'll put it back in the center, then I'll angle it to the left, and then brush all the way down. And that's how I ensure that I hit every single angle without creating forks. And a professional tip that I've learned throughout my 15 years of waving is when I get a fresh cut, it kind of makes me enjoy waving more because I don't need to brush as much. I just cut off so much bulk. I don't need to sit down for hours to wait for my hair to dry. It's so much easier to maintain. It's more enjoyable. That's why I love using the soft brush when I get the fresh cut, because I'm just able to brush my waves. I can feel the bristles gliding over the waves. It's just a sensational feeling. So the pro tip is you don't need to have crazy long sessions. Obviously, you still need to brush, but you don't have to go in like you're wolfing. You don't have to brush your hair like you've been wolfing for 2-3 months. You don't have to do that no more. Enjoy your fresh cut. Now, the most important part of the fresh cut method is you get to focus on your crown. Now, I love focusing on my crown when I get a fresh cut because the bulk is gone. I'm able to see the development in my crown and what I need to do to develop my crown. Usually my crown is the first part of my hair that gets a little bit out of control with my wolf because I don't brush it as much as the rest of my hair. So when I debulk and I cut off my wolf, I'm able to see now exactly what is going on in my crown, and I'm able to focus specifically on that. And because I have that fresh cut, I'm now able to develop and set a new routine moving forward in my next wolfing session to say, okay, I have to brush my back right part of my crown more often. So once I get that fresh cut, I'm gonna hit that side and I'm gonna slowly start to see progression. Every single brush session I have, I'm gonna keep hitting that spot. Then it's gonna get to the point where I need to cut my wolf again, trim it down, and then boom, we made progress. And when I brush my crown, I don't go all the way down. I just specifically focus on the crown area. Small brush strokes, very focused. I'm just trying to hit the perfect little dime-sized crown just to lay the hair down in that area and build some waves. So my favorite part after the session is I get to use the soft brush. If you guys followed my wave journey throughout my life, I've always had super long hair. I've always been wolfing. So sometimes it's hard for me to use the soft brush. I only use it briefly to lay down my hair. But when I get a fresh cut, the Inferno soft brush honestly is probably the greatest brush I've ever used in my entire life. The way it just glides over my waves. Let me show you guys the way it just glides over my waves and it pulls and it lays everything down. It's just amazing. And it just feels so good because I'm not brushing my scalp, I'm brushing my waves. And that's how you get better waves, by brushing your waves. So the Inferno soft brush, the legendary brush, y'all. Now, this is what takes your waves to that next level, is you use the laydown glove. Now, if you are used to using a plastic bag, throw that in the garbage, head to your nearest Walmart or CVS and get the Wavy laydown glove. I don't know if I told you guys, yeah, I'm in Walmart and CVS. I have brushes, durags, and this is the game changer. So we just launched this not too long ago in replacement of your plastic bag. So you just place it on your hand and then you just brush the same way you would with your regular brush, and you just lay down your waves. And the material that we have on the glove just lays everything down exactly like a plastic bag. So there's no more plastic bag, y'all. Like, just forget about that. This is at Walmart and CVS, and this is by the Cub Buddy Wavy collection. Check it out, y'all. Game changer. This is how I'm able to wolf even longer because it just lays down all the bulk, and it's just, bro, once I started using this, game over. And then the final step is to wear a durag. I just pulled a durag out of my pocket. So the fresh cut kit comes with 2 durags. I think it's a green and a red, the same color as the brushes. Now, wearing your durag is super important. As always, after you're done brushing, you want to put the durag on to just compress your hair, lay everything down, and it just saves your progress. If you're sleeping, wear the durag. If you're not brushing, wear your durag. It just makes brushing that much easier because if your hair is just wild and untamed and not compressed, your hair is gonna get messy. It's gonna be harder to brush back down. But if you're finished brushing and training it to lay down, then you put your durag on top of that, it just compresses everything. And then once you take your rag off, your waves are spinning. It's that simple. So that pretty much sums up the fresh cut method. I've been doing this for pretty much 15 years and it's worked pretty good for me. First, I get my hair cut, don't go too low. The second step is I immediately wash my hair. I don't care what anybody says, wash your hair after you get a haircut. The third step is I add a light cream or oil. I'm gonna use the Wavy Merch Wave Growth Oil, all natural, and all the nutrients from the oil just goes right back into my hair. Then I use my medium soft brush, slime green medium brush, and I just brush. I'm hitting all my angles. I'm focused on brushing all the way down from the crown to my forehead, and that's how you get waves all the way from the center, all the way down to your face. The next step is we get our soft brush and we just finish up. We lay down everything. We're not putting too much pressure with the brush. We're just gliding over our waves, letting the bristles do the work, and that's just gonna lay everything down, perfect shine. I just love the Inferno soft brush when I get a fresh cut. It's just an undefeated feeling, especially when I go super low on my haircut. Bro, what a sensation. Sensational. And to finish up, don't use a plastic bag. You gotta get the laydown glove from the Cut Buddy Nick Wavy collection. That's gonna be at Walmart or CVS, and game changer. You need to have this. Like, you can use this in public. You can't use a plastic bag in public. That's just not a vibe. But the laydown glove, super vibe. And then once you're done that, put your durag on and you're good to go. Take off your durag whenever you're ready to brush again or whenever you want to flex and show off your waves. And bro, you're gonna be spinning. Your hair's gonna be shiny because you added the oil. It's gonna be laid down because you used two brushes, a medium soft and a soft brush. So your waves are gonna be on spin. And this is the time where I like to show off. I like to, go to the grocery store. I like to run errands. I just go on FaceTime. I'm calling everybody all of a sudden. I want to talk on the phone now, FaceTime only, So you got to show off your fresh cut, because when you have a fresh cut, you feel like $1 million. And we all just want to feel better at the end of the day. So that's why the fresh cut method is super important. So if you want all the tools that were featured in this video, click the link in the description, wavymerch.com. This is the fresh cut kit. Everything you need for a fresh cut. Brushes, the oil, the laydown glove is sold separately on thecutbuddy.com or Walmart and CVS, but we have the brush, the oil, and the durag, so that's pretty much all you need. Now, common mistakes that I have made in my life and I've seen other wavers make after they get a fresh cut. Let's break down the list. So the first issue is people are using a hard brush way too soon. If you just got a fresh cut, the best time to use a soft brush is right now. It's harder to use a soft brush when you have longer hair, so now that you have a fresh cut, use the soft brush, let it glide over your waves, let the bristles do the work, and then when your hair gets longer and harder to maintain, then you can switch to the medium or the hard brush. The second problem wavers make after a fresh cut is they use way too much product. They want their waves to shine and pop off, so they're putting so much oil or cream or grease in your hair. You don't need to do that. Keep it natural, keep it clean, add a little bit of whatever product you want to use, brush it in with the soft brush, and let your hair just rejuvenate and heal itself by using the proper amount of product. You don't have to overdo it. The third problem is you're not brushing your angles. When you have a fresh cut, you just took off so much bulk and so much woof of your hair. This is the perfect time for you to focus on your weak spots. Whatever issues you have with your wave pattern, this is the best time to start fixing that problem. Number 4 is crazy, but that's sleeping with no durag. If you just got a fresh cut, you just did this whole method and you're going to sleep without wearing a durag, what are you doing? Put your durag on. It literally takes 1 minute, less than 1 minute. I'm gonna put the link in the description and make it pop up on the screen to see how you can tie durag in 1 minute. Please wear your durag after you get a fresh cut or whenever you're not brushing. And I think the fifth and the final most important mistake I've seen wavers make is not focusing on the crown. Your hair is thinner in the crown, so if you could start focusing on brushing that and developing that from an early stage, then as your hair starts to grow back, your crown starts to get thicker, you're gonna start to see waves develop in the crown piece by piece. And that's all we wanna do. We wanna get a little bit better with every wolf session that we do. And the crown is the hardest spot to get waves. So once you get that right, now you're elite. And so if you guys don't know, I'm currently in Barbados. I don't know if you guys remember my videos from back in the day, but I'm in the same room that I shot wave videos in 10 years ago. Anyways, I just had a meal, I had my durag and my hat on, because ain't no way I'm going outside red durag. Let's do the wave check, see how we look. I hope it looks good, because I can't even see the screen. I don't have my phone with me. But let me know how we look, chat. I think, yeah, it feels good. Feels moisturized. Oh, damn, feels good. I think it looks better than I may think it looks. Nice. If this looks exactly how I think it is, or exactly how it feels moisturized, feel like I got my waves in. I don't know, let me know in the chat, y'all. Let me know, post in the comments down below. So I hope you guys enjoyed this video. Make sure you guys press the like button, subscribe, and turn on the notifications. Post a comment down below if my waves are looking proper. If you guys need the fresh wave cut kit, go to wavymerch.com. I have all the wave kits there available. I think my next video is gonna be something about wolfing, because that's a key, a secret key if you want to take your waves to that next level. So, it's your boy Nick Wavy. I'm out.